Hey guys, don't mind my representation for a mic. I don't know. I think it's boosting my confidence to speak to you all over the phone. So, guys, so today I want to speak to you guys about self motivation, consistency, drive, and most importantly, ambition. So, firstly, I want to introduce my backstory because whenever I'm speaking about these terms, it just aligns with my story, and I love to share it in conversation because that challenge made me the person who I am today. It was very educational and overwhelming. And at some points, I wouldn't say I regret it because it had long-term effect, but it was good. It was honestly good. So let me begin with the story. So in December, few years ago in December, I had appendectomy. It was COVID at that time. I had appendectomy. So COVID was settling down. It was time for when what I mean was that the cases for COVID was reducing significantly because the vaccine came out and everyone was taking the vaccine, and so it was time for students in my country to return back to face-to-face class. So face-to-face classes. So at that time, the December before the year that we were supposed to return, I had appendectomy. So appendectomy is a surgery where I removed my appendix. So I was supposed to return to school January. I'm going to repeat that about 100 times, don't I? And my financial support at that time was meager. So I didn't have I didn't have enough finance to return back to school. But before my appendectomy, I was in carpentry and going to school at the same time, online classes. So, you know that whenever you have surgery, you have to wait a few months before returning back to work, especially labor work, physical labor work, manual labor work, regardless. So you had to wait a little while before returning back to work. So at that time, I was bedridden and couldn't move around. Hey guys, I was just editing the video and this section where I said that I wasn't able to move. To me, it seems like I was trying to say that I was immobile. No, I wasn't. I wasn't stationary at that. I was able to move around and do things like go to the bathroom and come back, but I couldn't do things that would put strain on my surgical wound. You know how it goes after a surgery, so back onto the video. Because I had the surgery. But the realization, the things that hit me during that period, I went back to work and that surgery went early. I went back and I worked and I sent myself to school. I reaped the rewards. But what I learned from that was that my motivation and the consistency, I kept going when it was overwhelming. I kept pushing myself. I had drives that pushed me to go to school. And I'm going to share my drive with you. The thing is that at that time, I didn't see myself in the environment that I was currently in. That environment wasn't suitable for my personality. And I didn't envision myself staying here in the long term, in like, for instance, 10 years from that time period. I didn't see myself being in that environment. I saw myself out of that environment. So that pushed me. I got a drive. I told myself that I needed to get out of that environment because it wasn't suitable. So what I did was that I saw the only option, and that option was the school system. So I fought my way through the school system vigorously, and to me, working and that surgical wound early, it had long-term effects, you all. It had long-term effects. Sometimes whenever I am walking, I feel like the pain. Whenever I'm lying down, I feel the pain. Whenever I'm moving a jog, I feel the pain. Whenever I lift anything heavy, wow, oh wow. So the thing is that I I build a mentality on self-motivation. I built my ambition. I built a drive. I kept pushing. I kept pushing. I kept pushing. Up until today, I'm still keep pushing because this guy hasn't accomplished his dreams as yet, but in the process, incrementally everything is working. Everything is just coming into place. So I'm still in the process of accomplishing things, but I stayed ambitious. I haven't been in the school system for over 2 years, but I'm still ambitious. I'm still driven. So what I want you guys to get from my story is that regardless of the obstacles, the overwhelming challenges, once you have that ambition, that drive, that self motivation with consistency, you will persevere. You will be in that position that you want to be in. You just got to keep pushing. And one of the things that I see people around me do, I do it sometimes. To think about it, I do it sometimes, but my brain, my brain, my brain doesn't like it. So I don't keep on doing it. So one of the things that I see people, including myself, do sometimes is that we tell ourselves we can't repetitively. It's not a one time thing, it's a continuous thing. I can't do this because of that. I can't do this because of that. I can't. Without even trying, without even asking how the first step is going to be. We just dismiss everything and just say we can't. For me personally, that push you out of the race completely. That makes your brain lazy. That's why I don't tell myself I can't do this. I tell myself, how am I going to do this? What am I supposed to do so that I can do this? I keep my brain active. I don't make my brain feel lazy. I can't do this because of that. I can't do this because of this. Let me tell you, without ambition, we're just like a leaf in this world slowly swinging its way down to the ground. Even be ambitious about the smallest things. It's just what keeps us going. I'm not going to dismiss that a lot of persons don't have ambition, because to actually, yeah, the majority of the minority is very high. It's very high. A lot of us have ambition, but everybody have ambition to really think about it. Every single body has ambition, but it's the lack of drive that's the problem. The lack of consistency, the lack of motivation to move you forward with that ambition, that's the problem. So I just want to say to you guys is that hold on to that ambition. Hold on to it. Don't let nobody take that from you. Don't feel down in yourself because you're not in the position that you're you're supposed to be in. Slowly but surely. If you keep working, don't tell yourself you can't. If you keep pushing, just push. Just push to step one. If step two will come eventually. If your approach is hindering you from accomplishing the steps, move to a different approach. Sometimes we just have to change our approach. We just have to change our approach so we can accomplish so, so, so much more. Because we want to see our goals accomplished. We want to see our dreams accomplished. But it's the lack of drive. I'm not going to use ambition because every one of us have ambition. So I am going to just say it's the lack of drive, it's the lack of self-motivation because we play on self-motivation. Guys, give me a minute. Guys, we play in the space of self-motivation. We need to motivate ourselves. We need to motivate ourselves. We play on the face of self-motivation. We need to get up. We need to tell ourselves, say, I can do this. Today I am going to do this. Keep that self motivated and you will see accomplishment. Excuse me. With motivation and that consistency, darling, you will reach new heights. You will reach new heights. So guys, what I want to say to you all is be ambitious. Be the little fool everybody laughs at just because you're ambitious. At the end of the day, that's what you want. That's what you realize you want. And sometimes, honestly, sometimes our realization is just not good. So yeah, just keep that. That's another conversation. But just keep pushing, keep having that drive, and stay motivated and consistent. And let me tell you, you will reap success continuously. Have a good one, y'all.